Hi, everyone, and Happy New Year. We're kicking off 2023 with a really awesome add on for QuickBooks Online. This is going to be speech to text recognition. So, in QuickBooks Online, you're now going to be able to dictate certain things for QuickBooks to do. Now, this is version one of what probably is going to be many improvements to this feature, and it's enabled by downloading Right tool for QuickBooks Online. Is going to be this is a free app, a free Chrome extension that's going to give you a whole bunch of functionality, additional enhancements to the overall workflow in QuickBooks Online and shortcuts and that sort of thing. But the ones that we're focusing on for this video is going to be the universal search, the keyboard shortcuts, this one called enable text to speech dictation, and then down here, the two specific shortcuts for this speech recognition feature, Control Shift A and Control Space. So I'm going to cover both for you. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do just a regular search in our right tool search box by using speech to text recognition. So what I'm going to do is I can have my cursor anywhere on the screen. I'm going to hit Control Space on the keyboard. That's the shortcut, Control Space. And then after I do Control Space, I'm going to say what I want. So let's say I want to see a balance sheet detail. So let's start. Control Space, balance sheet detail. So I was not using my hands, right? I was not typing. So you can see right here on the right-hand side where it searched for balance sheet detail and it highlighted that report. So at that point, after I dictated, I can hit enter on the keyboard and it will open up that balance sheet detail for me. The other thing that we added is we added the command clear to delete whatever's there right now. So I'm going to hit Control Space and then I'm going to say clear. So Control Space, clear. So that deletes whatever's in the search box. Now the search box is 100% empty. So now I can do it again. Now I'm going to say profit and loss, and I'm not going to say anything else. So you're going to see all the things that have the word profit and loss in it, or the reports or functions that would have that wording in it. So here we go. Control Space, profit and loss. And now notice right here that it gave me in the results all the reports essentially that have profit and loss in it. At this point, you can move up and down your selection by using the arrow keys up and down, and then you choose the one you want, press enter, it will take you to that report. Now, another application to this would be doing whatever you're asking it to do and then hitting the word and then saying the word go. So for example, let's say I want to go into add new vendor. Okay, so that's an example, add new vendor. So I'm going to X out of that, so there's nothing there. I'm going to do Control Space and I'm going to say add new vendor, go. So Control Space, add new vendor, go. And boom, it opens up the screen to add a new vendor. So basically anything that's in this search box, which is an entire database of shortcuts of all different functions that are inside of QuickBooks Online and all sorts of reports. If you know the name of that report or that function verbatim based on what's on this list, you simply just say it, hit go, and it goes straight to it. I think this should speed up your process a lot. So I'm really in love with this feature that we developed. And again, you have to install Right Tool. I put a link in the description, and this is a free app. Right Tool is a free app. There's a pro version that you can pay for, but this function, speech to text, is included in the free app. And it should work with dollar amount search as well. So I'm gonna hit Control Space 525.17. And then I click on the search box and it'll take me straight into the amount search. So it works great for amount searches too. Now let's talk about the other speech to text functionality, which is for you to type things or dictate things inside of a transaction. So for example, I'm going to create an invoice. I'm going to do Control Space, invoice, go. Okay, so I'm in the new invoice screen. As you can see, I didn't even use my hands for this. And what I can do is I can, in any box that I'm in, I can dictate. So for example, let's say I wanted to find a customer, let's say this one called Constance Back. Okay, so that's the one I want to find. So I'm going to hit Control Shift A. So it's a little bit different shortcut. It's Control Shift A here, and those shortcuts can change. I mean, we're experimenting with the specific shortcut, but I'm gonna hit Control Shift A. Then I'm gonna say Constance back and see what happens. Constance back. Oh, so close. Okay. Um, let's see if I can just do Constance. Of course, it's not gonna be perfect, but let's just do Constance. Constance. Okay, so that was good enough. So I found Constance, and I would have to click that. Of course, that's a tricky one, right? Let me see if I say Constance batch. I mean, I obviously didn't rehearse for this. Let me try this. Constance batch. Yeah, not gonna work. Um, yeah, so that was a tricky one because obviously the word back and back sounds the same, but it just gives you a general idea. Let's try another one, and that was pretty cool that that happened because you see that it's obviously not going to be a perfect system. Let's do Deborah lower. Let's see if that works. So Control Shift A, Deborah lower. There you go. You found it. So that's pretty cool too. We don't have like a Go functionality or something added to this yet. We're gonna think through that, but that just lets you know exactly how that works. But where it could be a really big game changer is for description. So, for example, let's say I wanted to write up a big description in in the work that we're doing here. So instead of just typing away, I can dictate. So let me just delete that. Control Shift A, and I'll just start talking. Doing new work in the upstairs bathroom where the tiles were broken and we had to replace them with laminate. Probably a bad idea to do that sort of thing, but there you go. See, so I didn't type any of this stuff. Right, so that's really cool, and you can do this in the memo. You can do this in a journal entry. You can, I mean, anywhere that you can type text, you can do Control Shift A, start talking, and there you go. I mean, there's no spell checker yet. There's no grammar check yet. We'll work on all that hopefully, but this gives you a general idea how we're thinking that we can start talking to QuickBooks. And the idea behind that is to increase accessibility overall. So if you have people that that it's difficult for them to type, or maybe someone visually impaired, where it'll be a lot easier for them to talk, or I think in general, if you don't even have to have any sort of disabilities, if you can have both your hands on the keyboard or on the mouse or on a piece of paper or whatever, and really quickly press one shortcut, talk to QuickBooks. I think the combination of you talking to QuickBooks, giving it commands, dictating, and using it the way you use it could really give you a big edge. So anyway, this is a right tool for QuickBooks Online. It's a free app, and there's all sorts of other features in the free app, but this is icing on the cake, I think. And for the year 2023 and beyond, we're thinking hard about how can we incorporate accessibility elements to QuickBooks, make QuickBooks more accessible, easier for everybody to use. Can we use more of our senses? Can we add pedals? Like, so with your feet, you can do stuff with QuickBooks Online. We're thinking about all those things, and we're very excited about it. We'd love to know what your thoughts are. Bye.